Hello, welcome to Otaku Talk with OD. I'm your host, OD. Let me just start off this video by saying happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I hope everyone had a great Thanksgiving. Everyone got to hang out with their friends and family and have some delicious food. And if you weren't able to do these things, I'm sorry, and I wish you the best in life. And just know that, like, in the anime community, that we're all nakama, and stuff like this is unifying and bonding. And for me personally, whenever things aren't going well with my life or my friends and my family, anime's always been like a safe space, a safe place to go. And talking with other fans and whatnot has really been something that's kept me going. It gives you something to look forward to. It gives you something to be excited about. So I care about you. Other fans care about you. If there's one thing you have, it's anime and One Piece. So anyway, let's get right into it. This was super awesome chapter. All right, I'm not going to really get into the cover art this time. It was real. I thought it was funny, though. Sanji in Zen-like meditation, except you can tell he's thinking something perverted. I got a chuckle out of that. But let's get into the chapter. So at first, when I was reading the chapter, I was kind of suspect that, like, the last chapter was so fire. And, like, I'm kind of impatient. As I was reading, I wasn't that enthused. I was like, oh no, Sanji got trapped. Which, by the way, okay, I'll say it. I'll admit it. I was wrong. I was way off base with Ivankov. I basically, after reading that chapter, went and checked the forums, Reddit and whatnot, because I was very confused who that could be. I watched a bunch of other YouTubers' videos, and something that wasn't known to me, and maybe if I knew more about Japanese culture and kabuki culture and all that, there's a scene in Japanese culture, or just like a common trope, if you will, where someone holds the sash of a female's kimono, and if it helps you think about it as kind of like foreplay or like role playing. And so basically what happens is you grab the sash and you yank on it, and as you yank on it, the girl wearing the kimono spins as the sash unravels, and then once the sash is off, the sash is the only thing holding the kimono together, and then it falls off, and then y'all can get to business, if you know what I mean. And so basically that's what was happening. And from Sanji's perspective, it seemed like it was against the woman's will, which, by the way, is another theme that the girl's supposed to be like, oh no, don't do this. And the guy's like, this is okay, right? So I wasn't aware of that. So I was completely off base there. I'll admit it. But damn, Sanji, always getting caught up by these bitches. It's like, but it gets to a point where, like, I know there's so many people in the community that hate this aspect of Sanji. I don't care. I love gags. I personally love gags. I think shit like this is hilarious, but there's people who see shit like this and they just roll their eyes and they're like, God damn it, Sanji, this is why he'll never be my favorite character, blah, blah, blah. Sanji isn't like one of my top 3 Straw Hats, but he definitely is a favorite character of mine. He's a great character, and I think this is just something that, like, it's just native to his character, and I think it makes him a good character, and it gives him, something to overcome. Like, it gives him problems. It makes stuff like this, him getting separated from Luffy and Jinbei, like reasonable, not forced. Like, this is just his character, and if you don't get that about someone, then, like, I can't help you. Anyway, he gets stuck in a spider web. Now, I don't know if the spider web is the 2 other people there, the ones that were, like, doing the trap, or if it's Black Maria. If it's Black Maria, it seems to go along the lines of what a lot of people thought Black Maria's Zoan fruit to be, which is a Black Widow. I personally never subscribed to that because I thought it was a bit on the nose. Now, usually Oda is not obvious about things. Like, for example, one thing that bothered me was in Naruto how Obito was Toby. Like, I could have told you that forever ago. I also could have told you that the 4th Hokage was Naruto's dad. Like, stuff like that seems a little bit on the nose, so much so that you're like, okay, this isn't the case. But All right, I'm starting to see it now, especially with this whole spider trap thing. It is quite possible that Black Maria is a Black Widow. However, one thing I've noticed in particular with these series of events and the Topi Rapo are that they're not just your average like ancient zones. Like when you think about dinosaurs, your mind instantly goes to like Velociraptor, T-Rex, Triceratops, like stuff like that, right? But Oda has made a point to like really pick really interesting ancient zoans. And so I did a research, aka I went on Google for like 5 seconds, and I was interested in possibly, because I wanted to assume that all the Topirapo were ancient Zoans, right? Like there's a lot going on. Who's Who might be a saber-toothed tiger. I wholeheartedly can agree with that. So I went and looked at like prehistoric spiders, and one I found that was interesting was something called a arachne. And basically a mega arachne is a huge ass spider from the prehistoric periods. Extremely venomous. The only thing though I discovered was that they don't make traditional webs like the one Sanji got caught up in. They have a tendency to burrow underground, and they set up a web trip line in which they can feel vibrations, and that lets them know that there's prey around. So she didn't quite do that. So she probably is a Black Widow, maybe some kind of special form of Black Widow. Maybe I didn't do enough research and there is a prehistoric Black Widow of some sort. But yeah, my boy Sanji got. I don't know how this is going to go particularly because, as we know, Sanji cannot fight women. And we've always known that maybe at some point this was going to become a huge problem, but we probably didn't think it was going to happen so soon. I initially thought that they planned this trap specifically for Sanji, as it's like the only Straw Hat this would have worked on. But after they catch him, the one girl looks like she's holding a bounty, a wanted poster, and she says he's Blacklist Sanji of the Straw Hat crew with a bounty of 330 million. He's a big shot. So like, I'm not sure if they just set up a trap for any Straw Hat and he took the bait, or they set it up specifically for him. But my initial thought was it was specifically for him, but after reading that line, it just kind of seems like them saying he's Blackleg Sanji as opposed to something like we got Blackleg Sanji, makes me think that okay, it just was happenstance. So what do you guys think? I'm very curious. How do you think he's gonna get out of the situation? Do you think he's finally gonna fight a woman? I personally don't. I mentioned this in the last video of why I didn't think it was Black Maria, because he simply can't fight her. There's no like, a lot of people are just do it. But like, Oda has made it very clear that people's moral convictions are very important to this story. They're very important to the story, and people aren't just going to do things out of character. And people in the series have died numerous times for their beliefs, for their moral convictions. There have been several times in the series where people could have survived, could have lived, if they just shirked their moral convictions. But Oda has shown time and time again, like, that's not something that's going to happen, especially not someone as strong-willed as Sanji. So I'm very excited to see about that. We have the next clip where Luffy and Jinbei acknowledge that Sanji is missing, but they're busy. They trust in Sanji. They're not too worried about it. This isn't like someone weak goes missing. They know that, Sanji probably had something to take care of. He's strong enough to take care of himself. So that's why that's like, one little panel. They're not really that worried about it. The next panel cracks me up because once again, we just have these overconfident gifters that are about to get murked and don't even know it. And once again, common with the theme of the Beast Pirates, Poker and Mazurka are both card game names. So they're keeping up with that theme. Something very interesting to me is that the one dude is talking about Straw Hat's bounty of 1.5 billion and being like, if we take him out, we're going to get promoted, yada, yada. And I don't know about you. And granted, bounties aren't the end-all be-all. Just because you have a high bounty doesn't necessarily like go in tangent with how powerful you are. It could just be how much of a threat you are to the government. Like, that's something very important about One Piece that people need to understand. Your bounty isn't directly equivalent to your strength. It's just how the government ranks you in terms of like how dangerous you are to them. Yes, strength counts into a lot of that, but other aspects as well. But that being said, though, you do know that someone that with a bounty of at least 1.5 billion isn't something to trifle with. You have to have read the papers where he took out people like Doflamingo. Like, yes, I understand that a lot of these pirates were once former captains and stuff like that. But like, I don't know, bro. If I was them and I'm reading a bounty for someone that's 1.5 billion, I wouldn't be like, oh, bet. Yeah, I got this. Let's go get this bread. Like, there's a reason it's 1.5, buddy. But anyway, very happy. They're making progress. Some people meet them before the staircase, have a ladder built that's going to take them straight to level 4. That means we are 2 levels away from getting to Kaido, guys. That means that once we get to the 4th floor, all we have left is the 5th floor, and then we have the rooftop. So we're making some progress, because you guys know I'm getting anxious. I'm getting impatient. Not really. I love the story, but like, I just, we all want him to get there. Anyway, skipping on to the next panel inside the dome on the live floor, we're back to Zoro, Drake, Apu, Queen, Chopper, and the rest of the people turning into White Walkers. And Zoro looks up and something falls from the ceiling. And at first I was really upset because I was like, I didn't see anything. And like, other people are really, really good at dissecting like panels and seeing stuff. So I was like hoping that it wasn't just one of those things where like I just couldn't tell what it was. But later on they tell us, and we'll get to that. But anyway, whatever it is that Zoro sees strikes a fire in him. Absolutely strikes a fire in him. He is pissed. And he gets serious. And he instantly claps Apu. Instantly murks this man. And I'm just over here going wild, because this is the second time in Wano where Zoro has easily clapped a fellow supernova right after struggling for a bit. Now, when I say struggling, I don't really mean like struggling, but like, with Killer, he got stabbed a bit, and then with Apu earlier, he was getting hit by his attacks, and they kind of had some clashes here and there now. So like, not struggling, but like, just didn't straight up take him out. And so I was enthused to see that, like, Zoro's that man. I was happy about it because like I get really annoyed at times with some of the characters in One Piece. And when I say stuff like I get annoyed, I'm not really annoyed. Like, this is one of my favorite animes. But I'm just saying, like, come on, bro. Because it sucks how like sometimes you're like, you should be able to take this, or like, I want to see this. And like, sometimes the only reason someone is getting like fucked up is because like they're not trying, or they're not properly motivated. It was really good to just see, like, everyone loves Zoro. Like, everyone loves Zoro. Like, everyone loves Zoro. Like, and like, so you want to see like this character that you love, this character that you think is badass and awesome, be badass and awesome. And so it was really great to see him be badass and awesome in that moment. Like, that's what we've become accustomed to when it comes to Zoro. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't mention this, okay? Technically, Zoro was a little dirty. Technically, Zoro sneak dissed him. Like, he sneak hit him. He got a bitch hit. Like, nothing wrong with it. They're pirates, but I'm going to say it like it is. Like, Apu was clearly engaged with Drake, and this man just came out of the cut and was like, Ska! Like, granted, if you're at that level, you should be able to, prepare for stuff like that. You should be able to react to stuff like that. But as Luffy has said, and many other pirates in this series have said, there's no rules, there's no playing dirty in a pirate fight. Like, these are the established quote unquote rules that there are none. And so like, we're not gonna like talk too much about that, because like it's been precedent in this series that these kind of things happen, these kind of things are okay. That was just good scene. Anyway, after that, he gives the cure to Chopper. I wonder where Chopper plans to make antibodies. I may be missing something. I haven't heard about there being like a lab close by. But this is very important. This will be a turning point for the Straw Hats, because all the Beast Pirates who got infected, who were essentially betrayed by Queen, will hold resentment towards Queen, and thusly resentment towards Kaido. And in reverse, they're going to hold gratitude to Chopper, aka the Straw Hats, as his crewmates. And so, that's just more allies coming. That's just more help for them. Next up, Zoro cuts Queen's gun. I was actually a little bit surprised by that, slightly confused by that, because, we've seen not necessarily like the material of weapons, but you should be able to infuse whatever you're using with hockey. I would have expected him to like harden his gun so that it's not cuttable. So either he just caught Queen off guard. I don't know. Maybe that was just a thing. Queen doesn't really care about the gun. Something that I've noticed is it seems the gun might be like fodderish. Like he just likes playing around, like having fun. It's a game. He's not serious. So it's just something he likes to do. I'm going to talk more about Queen's fighting style a little bit later in this video. Something else I want to mention when Zoro says like, this isn't a game. Like, I don't have time to play with you. I'm after the strongest. This is the second time in 2 chapters. So back to back, Kaido has been referenced as the strongest. Now, we've heard it before. He's the strongest creature. They're leaving out the creature part at this point. Like, they're just saying the strongest, flat. And then we still have people like Shanks. And the thing is, Oda's really pushing this. And he's pushing it for one of 2 reasons. He's either pushing it because it's true, and Kaido is literally the strongest, or he's pushing it because it's a red herring, which I don't know, but it's weird. Like, why this constant need to like know that he's strong, know he's strong. Like, we already understood that like he was powerful. We already understood that. But I'm just, I'm very curious. I'm very curious why Oda is pushing it. Maybe he just wants to build up hype. But knowing Oda, there's always a lot more than meets the eye. And then right after, following that, we get the biggest Rick roll in One Piece, not history, but just like this chapter. And bro, I lost my shit when everything started shaking. I was like, this is it. This is the moment. Like everyone, like, so I don't know. I'm going to speak for myself. I was saying everyone, but like, in my opinion, everyone has been expecting Wano. We always thought Wano was supposed to be Zoro's arc, and it has not turned out to be that way. Yes, Zoro has done cool things, but like, I thought this was going to be a very Zoro-centric arc. We were going to get background on Zoro. We were going to get more, and we haven't gotten any of that. And I've been kind of sad, but I still like the general, like, what's happening in the story overall. But still, I was like, oh. But like, one thing that is for certain, I am still positive that this is going to be the arc where Zoro unlocks Conqueror's Haki. And I thought this was the moment. And like, even Oda, I think, knew that his fan base thought this was the moment too, because like, even Zoro was like, that's obviously not me. And I was like, when he said that, I was just like, damn. All right then, moving on. But yeah, anyway, shortly after that, we find out the exact reason that Zoro got serious. And that's because he sees the severed arm of Kiku. And can I just say, this is just a constant reminder of how amazing Oda is. This is something that happened chapters ago. And it's very conducive and tangent with what's happening. Because everyone kind of thinks that chapter after chapter after chapter, it's like new things happening. Like the events happen after each other. But people often forget that a lot of these things are co-linear, like they're happening at the same time, and that just this chapter is showing what's happening somewhere else around this same time. So I just love this. I just really, really love this part because it brings back something that's happening. It's natural. It's authentic to the plot. It makes a lot of sense. It makes really good sense. And so I love that, and I love the fact that Zoro is serious now. Hopefully we start to see a lot more of him, because once again, like, we have not really seen any of the Straw Hats go all out, be pushed, show everything they've learned over the time skip, in my personal opinion. And so I think this is finally going to be that fight, and I can't wait to see it. And perfectly, Marco shows up just on time. Just on time, and it's the perfect contender for Queen. Because I originally thought, all right, Zoro's going to have to fight Queen. This is like, all right, this is the matchup. Zoro has to fight Queen to like meet up with Luffy, but obviously he's not going to meet up with Luffy on time, so Luffy's going to have to fight Kaido, and then blah, blah, blah. But now this gives Zoro time to go up and meet up with Luffy, and Marco can handle Queen. And I think he's a perfect contender for Queen. Because I don't think Queen's plague bullets are going to affect him. I think his special fire is going to be able to null the effect of the plagues of the ammo. And so Queen is going to have to say, F it, and just you fight based upon his Haki and Devil Fruit. So that's something I was gonna say is probably why Queen's Gun isn't that important. I think it's just a fodder buster. I think it's something for him to have fun with, but against higher tier opponents, there's no real use for it, especially someone with Marco who has special flames. And I'm really hoping that during the fight between Queen and Marco, we get a lot more information on Marco's fruit in particular. But yeah, I think we're finally gonna see Queen fight normal. We're gonna see him use his Devil Fruit ability, and that's going to be awesome. And finally, two last things I will touch on in this video. One of the biggest theories has finally been revealed. Everyone has been speaking of this for a long time. Ever since back when they were saying we're going to move Onigashima to the capital, a lot of people took it in one of two ways. Like, we're going to make Onigashima the capital. Like, that's the one that makes the most sense, right? And then people took it literally, like physically, Onigashima was going to move to the capital. And, people had different theories. Like, how there's like a giant skull head. Some people thought that like the island was going to wake up and it was going to walk there, or like, I forget. Some people had other theories. Some people thought that like Kaido might turn into a dragon and carry it, which kind of is the closest one. We find out that the flame clouds are what the ones, that Kaido and Momo used to like fly, walk in the air, or what he's using to lift the island, which once again, another great example of Oda just using built-in mechanics of Devil Fruits to do things that we didn't think were possible. And so to finish off this video, I just want to say Yamato says two things of note, two very important things of note. First, she says, we've lost our chance to escape by sea. Escape by sea. Now, she could just mean escape in general, and like the sea isn't, maybe I'm just overthinking it, but I'm not the kind of person to just dismiss that. She specifically said we've lost our chance to escape by sea, not necessarily lost our chance to escape. So, wink, wink, nod, nod. If what I think about Yamato is true, there may be another escape option for them. Also, don't forget that the submarine of the Heart Pirates is still around, and now that they're separated, so maybe that might be Momo's saving grace, or maybe they'll be involved in some other way. Because right now they're saying that they can't reach the island because obviously it's floating, so they're gonna have to figure something out. But like they're there. We always have to remember, like, even though someone's not presently involved, they're there. And then finally, the most important thing she says is dragons have the ability to do this. She didn't say dragon fruit users. She didn't say Kaido. She didn't say this is a Zoan ability, a fruit ability. She said dragons. Now, this is Oda being typical Oda, because he's not giving us an answer, but he is kind of giving us a bit of a mystery. Because why not just say dragon fruit users, or like, why not make it clear? Anytime Oda doesn't make something clear, there's more than meets the eye. And so the fact that she's saying dragons makes me think that like dragons are a thing. Plural, dragons, and this is an ability they have, also reaffirming that Kaido may in fact be a dragon that ate the human fruit model Oni, model demon. Anyway, phenomenal chapter, loved it, super excited, loved talking about it. So once again, thank you for tuning into Otaku Talk. I appreciate each and every person who comes and watches my videos. You have no clue how much it means to me. If you would please like, share, subscribe, that would mean so much to me. And if you want to comment and discuss, I love talking about One Piece. So if you comment and we can have a discussion on everything I said, if I missed something, because one thing I've noticed is different people will read a chapter and pull different things from it. Like different people last chapter talked about things that I completely missed or thought weren't important. And like then after hearing them talk, I found out. So things like that help build each other up as a community. So I just want to have a conversation. Happy belated Thanksgiving to you guys. Holidays are coming up. I wish everyone the best. Anyway, signing out. Thank you for watching Otaku Talk. I'm your host, OD. Take care.